Salute, salute. Grand rising to the early birds. You know what I mean? Trolls. Well, let me go ahead and do this right. Salute to the indigenous, internal, spiritual most high. You know what I'm saying? Trolls, only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, y'all, I'm excited, man. One time, yeah. I say one time, yeah. I say one time, yeah. Um, Boy, we about to get uncut in this thing here today, this morning, tonight. It's morning where I am, 12:13 a.m. Somehow I slept all day and I missed my stream. So I'm streaming now. But I woke up energetic and I got something for the masses. See, I told y'all I like to teach history, y'all. I love history. And for some reason, everybody don't love history. It's a group of people don't like when you go into history, when you tell his story, but it's okay for them to tell his story. I don't know if y'all caught that, but you know, you will. You will. We just gonna wait until some people come into the room and this thing here gonna get serious. It's gonna get serious. Not serious, serious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I done told y'all not to play with me. Y'all be cutting my live streams. Y'all be calling me racist. And I be telling y'all, I'm giving y'all facts. I'm giving y'all history. What's up, Eric? We about to cook, my man. I should have took the pots out. For real. We about to cook. Yeah, they always cutting my live streams and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about misinformation and stuff. And I done found the information now. Boy, listen, I'm back with a vengeance. I'm back with a vengeance. I told y'all don't play with me. I know what I be talking about, man. I know what I be talking about. Yeah, we gonna wait until they come on in the room. Ha! Well, come on in the room. Yeah, come on in here. Come on in here. Mm-hmm. I got something for you. What's up with you, Eric? Yeah, see, I ain't got to worry about all the trolls. They all intoxicated by now and they sleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't got to worry about them. Just that early morning crew. I'm gonna let the algorithm do what it do. Yeah. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. I told y'all what happened when Europe fell, man. I told y'all how them colonizers got around, man. I told y'all why they do what they do when they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all they ain't want to tell the truth. I told you. That's why they get so mad with me because I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling the truth. Bray. Here we go already with the Snoop Dogg stuff. You know what I'm saying? I get 3 minutes in, you my second comment, and we already talking about the Snoop Dogg stuff, man. Huh? Snoop is ready for the after party after the party. You know what I'm saying? We already doing this. We are every segment. Snoop got to make a guest appearance. They all just come in here with the Snoop. They gonna come in here with the Cat Williams too. They gonna do it. Somebody gonna come in here talking about Cat Williams too. And when I start cussing them out, they go call me Samuel L. Jackson. I get called everybody about who I am. You know what I'm saying? I get called everybody who the Storm. Alicia Barnes is in the house. What's up with you, Storm? What's up with you? Oh, I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. We gonna get it tonight. I told y'all I love history. I love history. I don't mean to offend nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm a historian. So if you don't quite come up on the right side of that history I happen to be discussing, don't take your angers out on me in the comment box. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What's good to everybody, man? We are here to learn. Listen, I'm back for redemption. They gonna tag me talking about misinformation and gonna cut my live stream, you know what I mean, on TikTok when I said what I said about the Moors saving Europe. When I was talking about the fall of Europe and the Dark Ages. Oh, I'm giving misinformation. I'm not right. I'm here to prove that these people don't like the truth and I was telling the truth. I'm here to prove it. I don't care. Y'all keep y'all money. I know who own them platforms. It's all good, but you ain't gonna stop the truth though. You tried to burn up here. Oh, they got up out of here when I said that. Boy, they got up out of here. I saw the numbers plummet like the Dow Jones, boy. They got up out of here just then. They don't want to hear it, but let's go. Let's go. Yeah. They say the Moors didn't save Europe. There was no such thing as the Dark Ages. I'm going to show you why they don't like Islam. I'm going to show you why they rewrote history. I'm going to show you what was going on before they got here and why they came here and why they went everywhere else. I always tell y'all, everywhere that these people go, they run it in the ground. They run the economy in the ground. I'm not saying it to be racist. History proves it. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, they dropped up out of here then, boy. I ain't mad at you.
It got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base 44.
Europe was drowning in darkness until Africa sent light. The Moors brought math, medicine, architecture, and hygiene. And Europe called it the Renaissance, but they never told you who taught them. They lied to you. Your teachers lied to you. Don't get mad at me for exposing the truth. Just give me 30 seconds to explain. When Rome fell, Europe fell with it. The cities that once glimmered with marble turned into graveyards of ignorance. Streets ran with waste. Rivers turned to disease.
When Rome fell, Europe fell with it. And I told y'all, when they left Europe, they went to Spain. Right? That's misinformation, though. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I go into overload doing research every day. Every day. Y'all may not even see me online, but I promise you, I'm doing research. I'm just trying to find something intriguing for the masses. You know what I'm saying? Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Oh, they big lies, y'all. Big lies. This goes back to United Daughters of Confederacy Act, why they rewrote our history books. This tells you why they traveled from Europe and colonized other countries and continents. Because they couldn't maintain it. They run it in the ground. They run it into dirt. They make enemies. They were, I'm just going to say it, they were dying off. Disease and everything, man. They were dying off. This is why they hate Islam. Here we go.
And the average man feared the stars more than he feared sin. Kings ruled.
The average man feared the stars more than they feared sin. That colonized religion, that paganized religion, that Roman Catholic Church religion was not introduced yet. Now, your Bible will tell you to stay away from sorcery, witchcraft, and horoscopes. It's the study of the stars. What did they just say? What did they just say? They were more fearful. Let's run that back. Let's run that back.
Europe was drowning in darkness until Africa sent light. The Moors brought math, medicine, architecture, and hygiene. And Europe called it the Renaissance, but they never told you who taught them. They lied to you. Your teachers lied to you. Don't get mad at me for exposing the truth. Just give me 30 seconds to explain. When Rome fell, Europe fell with it. The cities that once glimmered with marble turned into graveyards of ignorance. Streets ran with waste. Rivers turned to disease. And the average man feared the stars more than he feared sin.
The average man feared the stars more than they feared sin. The average man feared the stars more than they feared sin. And now the average man fears sin and don't even pay attention to the stars. They have rewrote this well. And lots of people have failed for this at a crazy rate. At a crazy rate. I admit it. Listen, they mastered this thing, y'all. They had their game on lock. They mastered this thing. When they rewrote history, man, listen, they dotted all I's and crossed all T's. You know what I'm saying? Same to you. Same to you. But they dotted all I's and crossed all T's, y'all. They knew what they were doing. And they did an amazing job. amazing job at covering their tails until now. Oh, we on them now. We're on them now. Let's go.
Kings ruled over mud and misery. Priests whispered superstition instead of science, and the continent's fire of knowledge burned down to embers. Europe was sinking into its own shadow, but across the Mediterranean, Africa was alive, golden, thriving, and overflowing with wisdom. In the deserts of the Maghreb and the courts of Mali, scholars recited mathematics as poetry. Doctors studied anatomy centuries ahead of their time. Architects carved beauty into stone with precision that could rival heaven's geometry. These were the Moors, Africans of deep learning and vision. And when they crossed into Spain in 711 AD, they didn't come to conquer.
What years did I say? Didn't I say 711 to 1492? Ain't that what I said? What did they just say? 711 AD. 711 AD. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I told y'all. They just don't like the truth. They quit to holler, cite your source. At this point, I am the source. I can misspeak, but I'm not going to give misinformation. There's a difference. There's a difference. I told y'all. And you didn't learn this in your history books. All that picks up from 1492. Why did they leave all of this out? Why did they leave all of this out? Why you don't learn about this in your history, in school, in your public school system, in history? Why did they pick up from 1492 and go right into slavery? Why? Because they wanted to be seen as the architects of society and civilization, when in truth and reality, they were taught. Who were they taught by? Some melanated people they called the Moors. Some melanated folks they called the Moors, who were Islamic individuals out of Africa. Out of Africa. I told y'all, when the colonizers were out and about on their expeditions, pioneering, those black Moors were already either steps ahead of them or coming behind them, building, adding structure. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, man, the colonizers bought a conquering spirit. The Moors bought a civilized, sophisticated way of living, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Danielle? You know what? You know what? You ain't gonna slip by me this time. Welcome to the moderator team. Welcome to the moderator team. No matter when I come on, you make sure you are in the building. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the tribe.
They came to enlighten. The Moors built cities that glowed in the night, while Europe still stumbled in darkness. They paved streets, built aqueducts, introduced public baths, and made hygiene a culture. They opened libraries with thousands of books, while European nobles could barely read their own names. Cordoba became the crown jewel of civilization, a city so radiant that travelers described its glow as if the sun had refused to set. Here, African scholars taught Europeans how to think again.
Who scholars taught who? African scholars taught European scholars how to think again. How to think again. Well, how we doing? Salute to you. Salute to you. Is that what I just heard? Let's run that back again. They cut my live stream and said misinformation. Truth is, they don't want this information out. They don't want it out. I was telling the truth. And I was speaking from the mental. I didn't even look this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even look this stuff up. But I found it now. And it's funny they're saying the same thing that I'm saying, but yet y'all saw what happened on TikTok. They cut my live stream. I lost money. They said misinformation. I get shadow banned right here. And I'm only giving history. I'm only giving history. I said all of this. I'm only giving history, and I'm going through death threats. I go through racism. I go through all this trolling, and I'm telling the truth. And YouTube is giving it to me too, because I'm telling the truth. I see how young Pharaoh felt now. I see how young Pharaoh felt now. We need our own platform. We need our own platforms. They busy protecting their history, but hiding ours at the same time, but making us look like we're low IQ individuals, like we had nothing to offer this world. You know what I mean? When we say we did it all, trust me, we did it all. Black did it all. The melanin did it all. We are the earth. Our hair grows like treetops. What do you mean? We're grounded and rooted in this land, in every country, on all soil. Yes, man. Let's go.
Algebra, chemistry, astronomy, subjects Europe would later claim as its own, were first mastered.
They taught, did y'all catch this? They taught them, and then Europe would later claim it for their own, y'all. They would later claim it for their own, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. Watch this. They're gonna do what they always do. They're gonna lie about it, and they're gonna claim it for their own and say they did it. We learned this from all the inventions. We learned this from all the inventions. They say they invented this, they invented no. Truth is could not a black man could not propose those inventions, especially in the South. You had to have a white face do it. So a lot of these slave masters went and presented the ideas that those slaves came up with, and in turn they stole them. You know what I'm saying? They stole them. That's how that went. Right down to something simple like the gas mask. Go look it up. They stole it. It had to be presented by a white face. Otherwise, white consumers wouldn't invest in it. That's how they got a lot of those black inventions. I guess I'm giving misinformation, and I'm so damn accurate right now. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm talking about, man. Let's go. I knew it was gonna be a racist con. They don't look at the first three letters of his name, y'all. He don't even know who he is because he ain't a real one. Look at the first three letters of his name. I told y'all they always assuming everyone's identity and culture. This guy is going through an identity crisis. Don't even know who he is. Don't even know who he is. I guess when Europe fell, y'all went some of everywhere and claimed to be some of everything you weren't, huh? You don't even know who you are, but I'm gonna let you stick around though. I ain't gonna say your first name because y'all probably own this platform too. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Can we ban him? Y'all want to vote to ban him? Y'all want to get him out of here? Oh, that's the sister said that. You gone. I ain't even asking. That's the queen said that. You out of here. You out of here. You out of here. Got you covered, sister. How about that? Got you covered. Let's go.
Doctors studied anatomy centuries ahead of their time. Architects carved beauty into stone with precision that could rival heaven's geometry. These were the Moors, Africans of deep learning and vision. And when they crossed into Spain in 711 AD, they didn't come to conquer, they came to enlighten. The Moors built cities that glowed in the night, while Europe still stumbled in darkness. They paved streets, built aqueducts, introduced public baths, and made hygiene a culture. They opened libraries with thousands of books, while European
I see the discussion going on, and I usually have those type of discussions on Sunday. So later on today, I will be holding that discussion. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone in your debate, but ladies and gentlemen, Jesus was not real. Jesus was written into law by the Roman Catholic Church, Emperor Constantine, 318 bishops at the First Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. He was written into divinity as God's son. After Constantine went through it with areas from Alexandria. You just have to do the research. You just have to do the research. He's not real. Jesus was written into law. Hold on, I can never get this right. Patala Sodier to Serapis Christos to Jesus. This all came about when Egypt got its first white pharaoh. You just have to go back and do the research. It's paganized, man. It's not real. It's not real. Christianity has a very terrible. Don't worry, you're gonna hear about Christianity in here too. You're gonna hear about. Y'all think Christianity and this Jesus stuff is the truth and the light? No, it's evil as hell. It's indoctrination. It's indoctrination. It is not a clean. Man, trust me. Trust me. Trust me. That God in that Bible ain't real. That God that they taught y'all of ain't real. I can tell you that with absolutely no conviction. I can tell you that with absolutely no conviction. That God in that King James Bible and all that is not real. And why would King James put his name on a Bible and then go write a book called Demonology and sell it on Amazon? Don't believe me? Google it. Don't take my word for it. Google it. King James also had a book called Demonology, How to Call on Demons. Google it. Don't take I'm going to show y'all why they constantly trying to ban me on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show y'all why they always try, because I come with the truth. I don't care who it hurts. I just want the truth out. Coffee cups. Thank you, coffee cups. Thank you, coffee cups. Can we put CC in the chat, please? Can we please put CC in the chat? Anytime anyone gives on here, we make sure that we acknowledge them and we respect them and we appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? Right. No religion is real. Religion is superstition. Religion is something you perceive to be true in your opinion. It's not factual. Without evidence, there's no argument. Without evidence, there's no argument. Outside of that Bible, there's no evidence. So there should be no argument whether it's real and or not. It's not real. Some of y'all been calling on this Jesus for 30, 40 years. Watched your grandma do it in church for 50, 60 years. Why are you still calling on him? Why? Y'all don't realize that they turned the S-U-N into the S-O-N. They told y'all no man knows the day or the time that the sun will return. I do. The sun is going to return sometime tomorrow morning. And it's going to shine all day to sometime tomorrow evening. The S-U-N. Why do you think Sunday is spelled S-U-N-D-A-Y and not S-O-N-D-A-Y, people? Come on now. I give you I'm conscious, y'all, and I'm FBA all day. I'm gonna give you the facts. I don't care what people say. I'm not here for you to like me. And I understand people are gonna have a difference of opinion. You know what I mean? Hey, but don't take it out on the messenger. Just receive the message. Just receive the message.
Nobles could barely read their own names. Cordoba became the crown jewel of civilization, a city so radiant that travelers described its glow as if the sun had refused to set. Here, African scholars taught Europeans how to think again. Algebra, chemistry, astronomy, subjects Europe would later.
Thank you for the compliment on my arms. Thank you for the compliment on my arms.
Claim as its own, were first mastered under Moorish roofs. The word algebra itself comes from algebra, a gift from these African minds. The compass, the astrolabe, the
Coffee cups, you're completely right. And you're going to hear them in here talking. They already said it, that they fear the stars more than they fear sin. That goes back to spiritual science. All these religions are plagiarized astrology from spiritual science.
Did you get it? Mark, we're barely making it this month. The car payment is late. The mortgage is due next week.
the surgical scalpel, all instruments of progress, all passed through African hands before Europe could even imagine their use. The Moors didn't just save Europe from darkness, they rebuilt it from the ashes of its ignorance.
The who? The who saved who? Wait a minute. The who saved who? No, because they teach a whole different, you know, in these American public school systems, they teach a whole different fundamental. They teach a whole different history. It's a whole different story. You never hear about this. They say they superior. They did this. They did that. They built this. They traveled here. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have that. We ought to be happy that they came and got us from Africa. No, you should be happy that those Islamic Moorish Africans went to Europe and saved Europe for you. But by then, you had already set out on your expeditions. You had already set on your expedition. Ladies and gentlemen, colonization didn't hit till 1492 here in America. Here in America, this stuff was already going on. Understand that Africa, Ghana, Cordova, all these different places, they had slave trades going on with the Middle East already with the Arabs, y'all, before the colonizers even got there, before the colonizers were interested in even purchasing slaves. The colonizers were still using Indians, as they called them then. When they ran out of Indians, then they pulled up on the coast of Africa by the 3rd century. And well, Ghana got their hands in the cookie jar too. This is history. This is history, whether people like it or not.
But instead of gratitude, history gave them silence. Instead of statues, it gave them erasure. Because to admit that Africa was the mother of Europe's rebirth would mean rewriting every chapter of the Western story. It would mean that the Renaissance wasn't born in Florence or Paris. It was imported, carried like sacred fire from the libraries of Africa. Picture the contrast. Europe's nobles drenched in perfume to mask their filth, while in Moorish Spain, baths were temples of purity. European medicine relied on prayer, while African doctors dissected bodies to understand the laws of life. The Moors taught Europe to wash, to read, to calculate, to cure, and in return, they were painted as foreigners. But they were never foreigners to civilization. They were civilization. They traced their lineage to empires that had mastered architecture, while Europe still built huts. When they built the Alhambra, they encoded mathematics into art, walls that spoke in number and symmetry, geometry, so precise it still confounds engineers today. Every tile, every arch, every dome whispered of divine order. Yet the textbooks call it Arabic design, as if Africa didn't shape it. The truth is, the Moors were not just part of history, they were history's turning point. Without them, there would be no Renaissance. Without them, no Da Vinci, no Galileo, no Europe as we know it. They reintroduced civilization.
No Europe as we know it. They reintroduced civilization. So why do Europeans feel, Pammy? What's good, Pammy? So why do Europeans feel like they're, well, get up out of here, Johnny Herrera. You're boring too. Your whole name is boring. Johnny Herrera. Your whole name is boring. Get up out of here, Johnny. Or I can get you out, Johnny. All right, all right. We gonna get Johnny out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get Johnny out. Hey, can we get the garlic and the sun? We got a vampire to vanquish. We have a vampire to vanquish. We just need some sun and we need some garlic emojis. Oh, we always put the sun and the garlic up before we get the vampires out of here, y'all. I know y'all seen the movie Sinners. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all seen Sinners. So before we vanquish vampires, You know what I'm saying? We gonna always put the garlic, find the garlic emojis, find the sun emojis, and put them up. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get the vampires out of here, y'all. That's how we get the vampires out of here. That's how we do it. All right.
To a continent that had forgotten how to be civilized. And when Europe finally rose again, it carried the torch lit by African hands. But they didn't thank the flame. They covered it, renamed it, and called it their own. That's the real theft. Not of gold, not of land, but of legacy. So when they tell you that Africa was primitive and Europe.
See, you thought you was being funny, critical Rick, right? Now let me show you something, you critical dick. All right. Accountability is to garlic the black vampires. We're daywalkers, homie. Accountability is garlic to you. Truth is garlic to you. See, I didn't even bring race in it. I just said vampires. Now you want to sit here and say black vampires? So let me give it to you, white boy. Let me give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Let me give it to you, white boy. It's y'all. You are the problem. White men are the problem with this country. White men, you can't keep your hands off children. You can't keep your hands off other people's land. You assume other people's identities. You tell lies. You rewrite history. You take credit for things you did not do, did not invent, did not think of. That's what you do. That's what you do. So since you want to put a color to it and you're all in your feelings, can I get some garlic, y'all? Because we all know that white people aren't accountable. We all know how much white people lie. We all know the lineage of your history. We all know the evil in your culture. We all know globally, not just here in America, globally. Sometimes it's just better to sit back and shut up and not be noticed than to open your mouth and draw attention to yourself and appear to be dumb as hell. Critical dick. I don't even need the vampires and garlic. You getting up out of here. Poof, he's gone. He's gone.
Was enlightened. Remember, Europe was the student, Africa the teacher. The Moors didn't just save Europe, they rebuilt it, one idea, one equation, one bath at a time. After the Moors crossed the Strait of Gibraltar and claimed Al-Andalus, they didn't just bring armies, they brought an entire civilization in motion. Imagine this, while much of Europe still burned witches for predicting weather, Moorish astronomers charted the stars with instruments of brass and intellect. In Cordoba alone, streetlights lined paved roads centuries before London or Paris had even dreamed of such order.
They were already established and civilized far before Europe was. Far before Europe was. So if you wonder why these people were leaving Europe and colonizing and going other places, it's because they ran it in the ground. They ran the economy in the ground, the resources in the ground. So they started relocating. In comes the black Moors out of Africa, the Islamic Moors. They go in to Rome and Europe and save it all. Rebuild everything. Introduce hygiene, introduce science, build roadways, hospitals, everything. Mathematics, pre-algebra, algebra, calculate, all of this. All of this. And what do? They take this right out of the history books and they start from where the United Daughters of Confederacy took off at when they rewrote these history books to make the South and to make white people look great. They did not want the indication out there that white people learned anything from black people because we were supposed to be low IQ. But it was them who actually had the low IQ, and it's us who's always had the higher IQ because it's the black people that taught them every damn thing they know. But they're not going to put that in their white history books, in their white public school systems, y'all. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Wolfgang, you're the one with the low IQ. You still sleeping with your sister and calling her your baby mama. I would rethink that if I were you. I would rethink that if I were you.
were 70 libraries, thousands of manuscripts, scholars from Africa, Arabia, and even Europe itself, coming to learn from Black intellectuals who spoke the language of.
Ooh, I hit a nerve then. Look, another PDF file with Trump picture popped up and said, shut up. Why? I protect the children here. I protect the children. I understand y'all might take the children and y'all might do some things to children you shouldn't do, but over here, we protect the children. We keep people like you away from children. We put shock collars on people like y'all. We put leashes on people like y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We protect the children because y'all are dangerous to children. Y'all are dangerous to your pets too, you little purrs. Y'all are dangerous to your pets too. All right, can we get the sun and the garlic in the chat? You know what I'm saying? Can we get the sun and the garlic emojis in the chat, please? We got some vampires to vanquish. We got some vampires to vanquish.
Science like poetry. At the heart of this movement were African dynasties, rulers descended from Berber and sub-Saharan lineages, dark-skinned kings and queens who saw no difference between faith and reason. Under their rule, Spain became the beacon of the medieval world. Granada, Seville, Toledo, each city became a university in its own right. The Moors didn't only introduce ideas, they built. You're right, Modi. You guys are a danger to everyone, including Iran, including the Irish at one time, including the Italian at one time, including the Jewish at one time. You know, you right. You guys, including the Asian at one time, including the Native Americans at one time, including the Africans at one time, including the Brazilians at one time, including the Haitians at one time, including the Caribbeans at one time. You right. You guys are dangerous to everyone, including America. You're absolutely right. Wow, I didn't think that y'all could be accountable and tell the truth at this rate, man. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. You are right. You're a danger to your own children. Who lead the way in all the XEX crimes in this country? You guys do. Who's got the higher percentage of crimes committed in this country? You guys do at 69%. Who's on food stamps and EBT the most out of any ethnic group? You guys are at 37.4%. Whose birth rates are dropping the quickest? You guys are. You drop down to 49.1%. Do we still want to talk? Do we still want to talk? Do we still want to talk? I didn't think so, Modi. I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I'm someone who studies and reads. Institutions to sustain them. Universities like Al-Qarawiyyin, founded by a woman of African descent, Fatima Al-Firi, in Morocco, became the mother of all modern universities. From there, the flame of learning spread into Europe through the students who came to study beneath.
Don't play victim. Don't play victim. Don't play victim. All those stats are wrong. Why? Because all those stats, I'm wrong. I couldn't wait for you. I couldn't wait for one of y'all to say I was wrong. I couldn't wait for one of you liars and vampires to say I was wrong. I couldn't wait for that.
So as Black people as a whole, I feel like it's only right that we all come together and coin a new term, Black obsession. Throughout all of history, it seems that racists have a very strange obsession with Black people. Now in 2025, every other day there is a new example of this. Recently, a white man went to a all-Black barbershop to discuss his Black fatigue. I did a video on my second channel already breaking down all of the false statistics and fallacies, but I will say this, he walked out of that barbershop alive. He did not get hurt. And it's just so strange because these white conservatives walk around like white people shit do not stink. And I'll say this all the time, there is nothing wrong with bringing up the problems in the Black community, but also sweep under your own porch first. White America has greater problems than Black fatigue. White men only make up about 29% of the population, but guess what? They account for 75% of incest perpetrators, 65% of prostitution johns, 65% of pedos,
African
60% of kidnappers, 60% of rapists, 77% of child you-know-what arrests, and are half of the mass shooters. So my thing is, you can talk about Black problems, but address
Let's say that again. Let's say that again for the people in the back. For the people in the back.
But guess what? They account for 75% of incest perpetrators, 65% of prostitution johns, 65% of pedos, 60% of kidnappers, 60% of rapists, 77% of child you-know-what arrests, and are half of the mass shooters. So my thing is, you could talk about...
I rest my case. I guess 2019 FBI crime data sheet. I guess that's lying. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's lying. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's lying. I guess that 2019. I guess someone's lying somewhere, and we know who always lie. You know, I rock with good white folks. I don't do trolls. You know what I'm saying? I rock with good white folks. I rock with good folks. I don't do people at all. And this is why people can't accept the truth. Can't accept the truth. But it's okay. It's okay. I got something for you. We're going to break all these stats down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to debunk all of these stats. All of the stats that people like to use and inflate and lie about to make themselves look all great. You know, we're going to break all that down. Don't worry. We're going to break all that down. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. See, y'all have what we call the Charlie Kirk perspective. You know what I'm saying?
I just watched somebody make $12,000 selling a t-shirt that
Y'all have the Charlie Kirk perspective, and that was a lie.
the premium to...
And that's why we do what we do.
So 2 days ago, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned a section within the 1965 Voting Rights Act. They gutted Section 2, which essentially, by 2028, will lower the value of Black and Latino votes. This isn't a game. Black America specifically, we gotten too comfortable. You know, they told us to forget about racism. It's gone. It's not coming back. But as we have been seeing for the past few years, racism is alive and well, and it seems to be getting back to what it used to be. Now, when I first got the news on this, it automatically brought me back to a Charlie Kirk clip, where when he was speaking to a young child, he said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
I have a question. Okay, what's your question? Why did you say that the Civil Rights Bill should be overturned?
I didn't say that. I said it was a mistake.
Why? That's crazy. I wouldn't be here. That's trouble.
So MAGA came here to say that life was better before the Civil Rights Act.
Got it.
Got it.
With me remembering that clip, I decided, man, I want to do a Charlie Kirk retrospective. We're going to be talking about the height of his political era, the ending, and then afterwards. I think it's something that we can study because people like Charlie Kirk, they aren't new. They've existed before. They're going to exist again. I tell y'all all the time, and I go back and listen to debates from Malcolm X, James Baldwin, Kwame Ture, so many of these Black powerful people. And when I listen to them speak against, you know, their white counterparts, these people sound like someone in 2026. So I always say, man, go back. Look at what happened before. It tells you the future. For better or worse, though, Charlie Kirk is symbolic. I've told this story before, but back last year around this time, 2025, I started to get hit with a lot of anti-Black content.
And this is why you have lots of FBA and lots of Black content creators actually telling the truth. Because you got liars like Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, Tim Pool, Steve Walsh, Steven Crowder. All these people are out here, Benny here, telling these lies on us. So of course we're going to clap back with the truth. So if you didn't shut those guys down, you're not going to shut us down. If their lies and their rhetoric didn't anger you, then our truth shouldn't anger you. We're only doing what they did. We're only returning the same energy. So if it wasn't a problem when they were doing it against us, it's sure as hell not a problem that we're doing it against you.
Now, don't get it mistaken. Anti-Black content has always been something on the internet. Like I say, man, I grew up during a time of like edgy YouTubers, PewDiePie, iDubbbz. And the thing that broke the camel's back was a clip I seen from Charlie Kirk. I didn't know his name at the time, but this was the guy. The video had millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes.
Black Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
About half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
What Charlie was referring to was the 2019 FBI data stat. As you can see, this only talks about arrests, not convictions or any type of thing like that. And if you didn't know, black people are profiled at the highest rates. Even to add on more, black people are exonerated at the highest rates as well, at 55%, I believe. And even using that specific source, white people commit 69% of the crimes based off of that. Crazy, right? And then I also seen another clip where he said black people are 13% of the population but commit 55% of the murders. There is some truth to that. But with people like Charlie, they never give nuance to things. So according to the 2019 thing, there were 13,927 murder victims. 54 of those victims were black and 55% of the offenders were black. The way the dude is trying to make it seem is like black people are the only groups of people killing each other. No, most crime is interracial. And this is because crime is proximity based. Black people live near black people, more so they're going to have more problems with each other. This goes for white people living near each other. In poor white areas, this happens. Of these 13,000 murder victims, 55% of them were killed by black people. That is around, 7,600, I believe. In America, there are 40 million black people. And to go even more specifically, there are 22 million black men, 22 to 24 million black men. So in whole, out of 22 million black men, 7,000 of them are committing murders. Do y'all know what percent of black men that is? 0.035% of 22 million. That's not even near 1% of black men living in America. When not to...
So stop your cap. 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 Debunked it. There's your mathematics. Stop your cap. Counting or not counting gang violence, and that bastard should have ducked. Although that ain't what got him, but we gonna leave that there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna leave that there. That's cap. And I'm gonna run this back one more time so you can get those numbers correctly, because y'all be lying. Charlie Kirk was lying. And this is why we put them actual, factual, and blacktual truths out there in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? This is why. So stop your cap, vampires. Stop your cap, vampires. Stop your cap, vampires. Stop lying. Stop. You ain't got to lie about everything. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Make sure you pay attention to the 69%, okay? Let's run that back.
This was the guy. The video had millions of views.
And don't come back hollering per capita either, because per capita don't help you, and it didn't help Charlie Kirk, and it don't save them children, all right? And I ain't talking to the good white folks. I'm talking to them race soldiers. Y'all know who I'm talking to.
Of thousands of likes.
Black Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
What Charlie was referring to was the 2019 FBI data stat. As you can see, this only talks about arrests, not convictions or any type of thing like that. And if you didn't know, black people are profiled at the highest rates. Even to add on more, black people are exonerated at the highest rates as well, at 55%, I believe. And even using that specific source, white people commit 69% of the crimes based off of that. Crazy, right? And then I also seen another clip where he said black people are 13% of the population but commit 55% of the murders. There is some truth to that. But with people like Charlie, they never give nuance to things. So according to the 2019 thing, there were 13,927 murder victims. 54 of those victims were black and 55% of the offenders were black. The way the dude is trying to make it seem is like black people are the only groups of people killing each other. No, most crime is interracial. And this is because crime is proximity based. Black people live near black people, more so they're going to have more problems with each other. This goes for white people living near each other. In poor white areas, this happens. Of these 13,000 murder victims, 55% of them were killed by black people. That is around 7,600, I believe. In America, there are 40 million black people. And to go even more specifically, there are 22 million black men, 22 to 24 million black men. So in whole, out of 22 million black men, 7,000 of them are committing murders. Do y'all know what percent of black men that is? 0.035% of 22 million. That's not even near 1% of black men living in America. When not to justify...
Them white lies gonna stop. Them white lies gonna stop. This is why I do what I do. Like I say, y'all didn't have a problem with Charlie Kirk and all them white supremacists out there lying on us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, look now. We're telling the truth. We're telling the truth about it. Oh, y'all believed in Charlie Kirk. Y'all believed in all them white lies. Y'all believe y'all are the ones with the high IQ. Y'all believe we are the ones, you know what I'm saying, committing all the crime. No, it's you guys. And it only makes sense. You're a bigger part of the population. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His name is Antonio Talks. He's got another page called Antonio Speaks. You might want to look him up. My guy dropped facts and stats.
Most of this black on black crime, they like to call it, is due to gang violence that they could prevent.
People like Nick Fuentes and others will say black people should be in prison. Well, let's look at the stats. Black people commit about 6,000 murders a year.
Dollar General Snoop Dogg, huh? Yep. And your mama got a Dollar General penis. Mm-hmm. Your mama got a Dollar General penis.
88% of us against other black people. That's 6,000 murders.
Your mama wear Family Dollar weave. What is you talking about?
There's 40 million black people that live in America. The overwhelming majority of black people are not murdering anybody. The chance of you getting struck by lightning is probably more than getting murdered by a black man. It's concentrated areas of poverty and violence. When I was a police officer, I noticed that white crime and poverty go together like black crime and poverty. The only difference is gang-related violence, which make black people go up another notch. Right. But when you talk about abandoning children, meaning fatherless homes, when you talk about people using violence, killing each other, stabbing each other,
now that we got those stats out the way, let's go back to the lies they told, you know what I'm saying, about the Moors. Because we know what the Moors did. We know what the Moors did. I told y'all they hid this history. Let's go back to the regular scheduled program.
Lineages, dark-skinned kings and queens, who saw no difference between faith and reason. Under their rule, Spain became the beacon of the medieval world. Granada, Seville, Toledo, each city became a university in its own right. The Moors didn't only introduce ideas, they built institutions to sustain them. Universities like Al-Qarawiyyin, founded by a woman of African descent, Fatima al-Fihri, in Morocco, became the mother of all modern universities. From there, the flame of learning spread into Europe through the students who came to study beneath Moorish masters. Mathematics evolved from the simple Roman numerals that shackled European thought to the fluid Arabic numerals that allowed infinite calculation. Architecture evolved from crude fortresses to structures that breathed, mosques and palaces that fused geometry, poetry, and engineering into living art. Even agriculture was transformed. Irrigation systems.
Mind you, these are the black Islamic Moors that came and did this in 711 AD to help the fall of Europe and Rome. Spain. But they didn't put this in the history books, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're just going to pick up from Christopher Columbus, and we're going to pick up from slavery, and we're going to forget everything before 1492. We're going to give no indications. We're going to tell no truths that black people were in power. We're not going to sit here and validate the important role that black people played in history, no matter where the hell they came from. Like I said, we proved that we can live without them, but they can't prove that they can live without us. This is the history that they will not put in your history books. They burned this, y'all. They burned it. The lies should have quit when the internet hit. They shut down my live stream and told me I was giving misinformation. And look, this man saying the same thing. Let's go. I'm finna rub this whipped cream pie all in your face. Let's go.
Citrus fruit, rice, sugarcane, all introduced by African hands to revive European soil. They turned barren lands into gardens, taught people how to manage water, and built mills that could harness wind and river power. Every system Europe would later claim as progress had African roots beneath its foundation. But while the cities flourished, the people too changed. Europeans who had known filth and famine began to see the benefits of hygiene, learning, and order. The Moors introduced soap, public baths, clean water, concepts so foreign to medieval Europe that they were initially mocked. Yet over time, they became standard practice. This was more than a cultural exchange, it was a resurrection. Europe was being re-educated, re-engineered, reborn, and what's more,
Re-educated, re-engineered, and reborn. Europe was being taught how to wash their nasty, stinking, greasy butts. They were being taught hygiene. Hygiene. You ain't got to run around here giving people diseases, man. You ain't got to smell like that, man. You ain't got to have them lice and them parasites in your hand going all on your skin, man. It's the better way, man. Let me show you what soap and water can do. See, this is called a washcloth. This is called bath wash. This is called the ocean and the river. You can wash the dirt off yourself out here. You know what I'm saying? They taught them this. You don't have to eat raw meat. You don't have to eat your ancestors. You don't have to practice cannibalism. I'll teach you how to start an open fire, and we can catch some rabbits. We can catch some squirrels. We can do whatever. I'll show you how to fish. It was the Black Moors that did it. It was the Black Moors, but they're not going to tell you this. See, this was going on from 711 AD up until 1492, but they're not going to tell you this. They just pick up from 1492, huh? Yeah, let's go.
these Africans ruled with remarkable tolerance. Christians, Jews, and Muslims lived side by side, working, trading, studying. In Moorish Spain, a man's worth was measured by his mind, not his birth. It was one of
In Moorish Spain. And y'all ain't heard none time that these Moors were conquering and colonizing people and taking resources and passing on diseases and starting wars and reclassifying people and sending people to concentration camps and dropping bombs on people and lynching people and snatching people babies and throwing them to alligators and making black women nurture and breastfeed other. Y'all ain't heard none of this shit, man. We are a different breed. Different breed. That Bible breeds savages. This white history they teach in these schools breeds savages. White supremacy breeds savages. But the truth should free us all, regardless of color, ladies and gentlemen. The truth should free us all, regardless of color, because it's about content and character. It's about content and character. Color only matters to a racist. Ain't that right, vampires?
the rare moments in history where color, creed, and class momentarily gave way to intellect. While the rest of Europe silenced knowledge under the Church, Al-Andalus encouraged questioning. You could find Jewish scholars translating Arabic texts into Latin, preserving the wisdom that would one day ignite the Renaissance. The bridges built in those classrooms and libraries became the arteries through which European civilization was revived. Yet this period, known as the Golden Age of Al-Andalus, would later be buried beneath centuries of distortion. Artists and
Later buried. Later buried. Somebody say they still don't use washcloths. Later buried. Yeah, taught them how to walk upright and all. They were like dogs. I'm reading YouTube. I'm reading YouTube. Don't flag me like I'm saying something here. I'm reading YouTube. All right, I'm reading. I'm reading. This is the truth, y'all. This is the truth. This is the truth, y'all. This is the truth. That channel is called the African Core and Moors, Moors, and More, More. It's called The Moors Who Saved Europe from the Dark Ages. So if you type that into YouTube, it should come up. All right. Oh, the truth is that, do y'all understand they just banned my live stream this morning on TikTok for this same information? They said I was giving out misinformation. And then hours later, I find something that's saying the same exact thing I was saying from the dome because I've read this. I've read it. And now I'm finding something that backs me up. But yet, they stopped me from making my money, y'all. They banned my TikTok. Well, they cut the live stream this morning. They didn't ban it. They cut the live stream and said it was misinformation. But you're hearing it now for yourself. So what's the difference between hearing it from me and it's not racist, it's history and it's factual, and hearing it from modern internet? What's the difference? How is it racist? How is it racist? Y'all, the Timu stuff is dead. It's about as dead as your doggone brain cells. Come up with something new. Come up with something new. It's not funny. Come up with something new. All right? You got a Timu joke book. You got a Timu brain. You know what I'm saying? Sharp Eye Epsi, Spotify, something. Come up with something new.
Later Europe would paint the Moors lighter, whiter, stripping them of their African features to fit a safer narrative. Maps would erase black scholars' names.
Y'all get the sun and the garlic ready. We're going to get a vampire out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the sun and the garlic ready. We got a vampire to vanquish, y'all. Y'all done seen the movie Sinners. Thank you, Lillian. Lillian! What's up with you, Lillian? I ain't know you were in here. What's up, Lillian? Oh, I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to check them. When you ignore it, you condone the behavior. When you check them, you can hurt their feelings and possibly piss them off the way they're trying to piss you off. And I love pissing off a troll. I love trolling a troll. I don't let that slide. I check them. I check them out the door. Life is about checks and balances. If you want respect, you have to render respect. So if you come in being disrespectful, don't think that no one else has a mouth and a brain that we can't fire back. You know what I'm saying? That we can't fire back. Yeah, I'm like that in real life too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like that on this internet. You got to check them. You ain't gonna call me an N-word to my face and not get checked. You can say it behind a computer screen because I can't see you. In my face, you're gonna get checked. And that's black, white, whatever, because I don't use the word. So I reserve the right to put pause on anybody who refers to me in that manner, or anyone who disrespect me. Black, white, Asian, it don't matter because I don't use the term. You understand what I'm saying? I don't use the term. I don't use the term. So it don't matter who. I guarantee if I was around Chug the Builder and he was like, you're chimping out and you're doing this, listen, I'm finna see if you're gonna use that firearm because I'm finna get you. I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Dred. I appreciate that. Let's get back to this real stuff, though. Let's get back to this real.
Replacing them with Latinized versions. The libraries that once stood as monuments to African intellect were burned, their books destroyed, their wisdom rewritten. What was once the pride of Africa became Europe's greatest secret, but the evidence remains, written in architecture, preserved in manuscripts, and etched in the DNA of the people who still carry traces of those African rulers. The Moors were not guests in Europe's story. They were the authors of its rebirth. They saved Europe.
They weren't the guests in Europe's story. They were the authors of their rebirth. Do y'all understand why this white nation pushes this crazy, evil Christianity and why they disavow Islam? Do y'all understand? These Islamic people never started anything. They were sovereign people, even in Iran, sovereign people. Those Persians stayed in their own lane. It's America. It's the white Christian nationalists who seems to take this everywhere they go. Chaos and destruction, war and famine. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen it all the time. All the time. And the sad part is they don't care about coming up on the wrong side of the history. They just care about benefiting from being on the wrong side of the history. We control everything. We've got generational wealth. We've got entitlement. We've got privilege. We run the government. We write the laws. We don't get profiled by the police. That's how they're thinking. They thinking of the benefit. They're thinking of the benefit. That's what they're thinking of. Before you come in here and say they sold slaves too, do you know the difference between chattel slavery, African slavery, and indentured servitude, which is what the Irish, Italians, and the Asians went through? Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference?
Not through war, but through wisdom. Not through conquest, but through creation. Every time a European learned to read, to calculate, to bathe, to heal, they were touching the legacy of Africa. But history
So Isaac Johnson, if you know the difference, you know you can't compare them. So if you know the difference, like you say you do, then you know that there's also no comparison. You know that nothing was worse than chattel slavery. They still have slavery going on in Africa right now. I'm not from Africa. I'm indigenous. I'm foundational, Black American. See what I'm saying? Ain't no African American here. I'm foundational, FBA all day. You know what I mean? My lineage starts here and it's going to end here. But chattel slavery that took place in America was by far the worst of any humane act that you can substantially name that took place in history. In history. Africa, whole different slavery. We don't want to get on the Irish. We don't want to get on the Italians. We don't want to talk about indentured servitude because you only had to work for 7 years to pay off a debt of passage. In order to migrate and relocate, if you wanted to go from France to the United States and you didn't have the funds to do it, someone in the United States would make an investment, get you here, and you would work for them for 7 years to pay off that debt, and then you were granted land, citizenship, and everything else. And the Irish was put in the white club after that when they created white supremacy. The Irish, the Italians, the Asians, all of them. They was once disregarded and were not considered white by these same colonizers. By these same colonizers. Great Britain, y'all, them Romans, y'all. Validate what I'm saying. Go look it up. Validate it. See who putting it, see who, man, listen, y'all better learn your history, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better learn your history, man. Kemet, Cordova, I think Morocco. It's a few places. It's a few places. It's a few places. Danielle Terry
doesn't like to give credit where it belongs. They couldn't admit that the hands which rebuilt Europe were dark, that the minds behind its revival were African, because that truth would rewrite everything they built afterward.
And it would make them look low IQ. It would make them look low IQ. They want to look like they built everything, started everything. They want everything to be glorified. When you think of white, they want, oh, that's what they want. When you think of black, they want bad, 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 bad. That's what they want. Truth is, without us, they have always been nothing. Without black, they wouldn't have any history. Any history. F they white Jesus. It's Sunday. I'm getting on that later on today. Every Sunday I stream and I talk to people about this Christianity and this white Jesus and this indoctrination, man. You know what I'm saying? I talk to people about this, man. Some get it, some don't. You know what I'm saying? Some get it, some don't. But that's a thorn in us too, man. We got to let all of that go. Got to let all of that go. Real talk. We're spiritual people, man. We did things by the stars. We did things by the sun. We did things because of the water, because of the trees. All of that. All of that. All of that. But then when these people invade places like Haiti and Africa, notice they never conquer Ethiopia. And the original Christian Bible is still in Ethiopia. And it says Yeshua, where this Bible says Lord or Jesus. It says Yeshua. So they changed it. All right. But if you notice, Ethiopia was never conquered or colonized. Every place that these people went, they took this Christianity, y'all. They took this lie. They took this plagiarism. All they did was change the prophet to Jesus to assimilate their culture and white supremacy, to assimilate colonization. That's all they did, y'all. The term Christian and Christianity has been around since the beginning of time, even when they were talking about Serapis Christos. Christ just means anointed one. That's all it means, is anointed one. Many of you can call yourself a Christ. You're anointed to do something. You're anointed to do something. We have to understand exactly what we're saying when we say it. You know, what is the biggest myth that we must learn to separate from? The Christianity, that Jesus BS, that damn Bible. Put that shit down. Burn that man. Walk away from religion and be the spiritual people we've always been. We're not spiritual. We're not religious. We're spiritual. We did roots. We did voodoo. We use herbs. We use spices. You know what I'm saying? We use the elements and the resources of the earth. We use that. There's material within your skin, the melanin components, that you have to go outside and get sun to store that melanin, to feed that melanin, to make it healthy for your immune system. That's armor. But they've taught you, oh, it's too hot outside. I'm not going out there. Look at that heat. I'm staying inside in the AC. And you wonder why you're getting sick. You wonder why your bones are aching. You understand what I'm saying? You have to get back to being you. You are dark for a reason. You're built for it. That sun is a healer. It's vitamin D. That is your savior. That is the truth. That is the life. That is the way. That S-U-N right there. That S-U-N right there. Not the S-O-N, the S-U-N. They changed the S-U-N to the S-O-N. That's why you always see a picture of the sun behind Jesus. He's a made-up sun god. We're sun people. We're sun people. Need to be closer to nature, the water, the trees. That's sun. Oh, I ain't going out there. I'm going to get darker. You ain't going to get no darker. You're made for it. You're made for it. That's what heals you. That's what heals you. Right. That's what the tribes, come on. Yeah. So the African tribal leaders decided to fight the Dutch and not sell their tribes. Would the world be perfect now? What kind of question is that? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? You could have started from if colonization, if the Europeans never showed up to the coast of Africa by the 3rd century, the world would be better off. If you'd have just kept letting the Black Moors do what they were doing by way of 711 AD, the world would be better off. If white people stayed in their own land and kept their hands to themselves and stopped conquering everything and offing and unaliving everyone, then the world would be better. You know what I'm saying? The world would be better. No, Africans did sell Africans. Africans did. Though, see, in Africa, people were recognized by tribes. Okay? They were recognized by tribes. So let's say you were of one particular tribe. I can't think of one right now, but let's say that you were one particular tribe. And let's say another particular tribe lived east of you. Well, that tribe is your family. That's who you recognize. That other tribe would be your opposition. You don't recognize them even though they're Black like you, even though they're in Africa like you. So you sell them into slavery to the Europeans and to the Arabs. You understand what I'm saying? So when they say Blacks sold Blacks into slavery, that's just their whitewashed way of saying that Africans sold other tribes of Africans into slavery, and Ghana did do that. That is true. That is true. Ghana did do that. Africa is not as innocent as you think it is. Africa is not our homeland. Africans don't like us. Go back and Google, study the American Colonization Society, the ACS. You know what I'm saying? The ACS. Go back and look up the American Colonization Society, and you'll see in 1820 that they were trying to actually form a Black colony in Liberia, which was in Africa at the time. and the U.S. in 1820 under James Monroe, they coerced lots of black freedmen, all right, to get on a ship called Elizabeth in 1820 because they didn't want these black indigenous freedmen that was walking around during the times of slavery. They didn't want them to tempt the slaves that they had at the time into a rebellion, like a Nat Turner type thing. So James Monroe they spent like 17 years doing this, man. It was like 4 different presidents in on this. You know what I'm saying? They sent them all to Liberia. Well, the minute they got to Liberia, these black African freedmen over here, these black freedmen in America, excuse me, these guys were attacked by the tribes. They were, I'm brainwashed. Watch this. No, you should have left them here. Watch this. Y'all know I don't mind. I don't mind teaching. I don't mind teaching. You should have left them here. I would have let them heard it for itself. You can't refute history. You can't. People don't like history. They don't like history. You should let him stay right here. I would have let him heard it for himself. He should have stayed right here. I would have let that brother heard it for himself. And everything I'm saying, you can look it up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, DNA does not tell the truth. DNA, watch this. Here's a good example. A lot of our families, a lot of our ancestors were Indians, right? But DNA don't tell you that your great-great-grandmother was recognized as an Indian in the 1700s. Because in the 1800s and in 1924, when Walter Plecker did the Dawes-Rose Act and the Racial Integrity Act and all this other stuff took place, then they classified you as black and the N-word. So DNA is not accurate. It's not accurate. It's not. It can only read what's been uploaded for it to read. They can't read it. Yeah, people don't want to tell the truth. Y'all should have left him right here. He would have heard it.
Indigenous.
You should have left him right here. He would have heard it.
What's up, you guys? We're here. We're finally here. I've been promising to do like a history series for so long. And the reason why I really want.
So, if I'm wrong about Liberia, y'all tell me why the American flag and the Liberian flag is the same, and tell me why the capital of Liberia is still named after James Monroe to this day. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why that ship was called Elizabeth and it sailed out, which was an ex-naval ship, and it sailed out in 1820. Tell me why they don't teach this in your schools. See, everybody think I'm lying right now because you didn't learn this in school. It's a reason you didn't learn this in school. They had to maintain white supremacy. They had to maintain control. They never want to look like the bad guys. But yet they're making everyone else look like the bad guys and look like a pestilence when it was them. Watch this. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm gonna be about it. Watch this now. This why they try to keep me off the internet, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all please decorate my screen. Decorate my screen. Because I'm giving y'all truths. Now today's Sunday. Y'all finna go listen to these pastors lie, and y'all gonna pay these pastors 10%. Y'all decorate my screen. We got gifts, we got super chats, you know what I'm saying? We got cash apps, all of that good stuff. Decorate my screen. I'm giving you truth. They just gonna give you hope later on and tell you to wait on God. They ain't gonna tell you to use the God in you. They ain't gonna tell you that you are a God. They ain't even gonna tell you that the God they got you praising is a fake God and they just really need your money to put their kids through school and to pay off they got doggone mortgages. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Wanted to do this is because even me as a history teacher, there's not really a lot of information
Daniel Terry, I appreciate that. Can we put DT in the chat, please? Can we put DT in the chat, please?
on African history, especially not on YouTube. It's like these very niche topics, Mansa Musa, Ghanaian independence. But like my whole goal with this series is to really dig deep into certain things that I'm not even aware of. So I've had to do a lot of research and learning during this process too. So I'm totally open to suggestions or if there's topics that you guys would love to hear about. But I'm learning on the way, and it's honestly insane. So today's topic is one that is really dear to my heart because it really integrates like the African American experience along with the African experience. And it's lit. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if there's more information that I did not include. Like, this is a learning process for us all, and I'm super excited for this. And thank you for your support, and thank you for watching.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works.
Let's take a look at all the flags in ECOWAS of West Africa. One of them seems a little different than the other, and one looks very American, and I wonder why. So let's start this off with the American Revolution. Just some context for those who are not familiar with American, and I wonder why. So let's start this off with the American Revolution. Just some context for those who are not familiar with American history. America began with the British traveling across the sea to like find new.
Here you go. Want to introduce race, right? Here we go. Hard to take you black males seriously when it protects your black stuff anymore. It's hard to take you white males seriously with keeping your hands off of children and being accountable and telling the truth. It's hard to trust you guys around children and pets. Can't even trust you guys around your own women. We can't trust you guys to run the country. We can't trust you guys to stay where the hell your God put you. We can't trust our resources around you. Yeah, it's hard with you white guys. Sometimes it's better just to shut up and not draw attention to yourself rather than draw attention to yourself and still appear dumb as hell. What the hell is wrong with some of y'all white people, man? Y'all really do have a low IQ, some of you. The white folks are great, but y'all white people, y'all dumb as hell. That's crazy. You had the opportunity to not even stop here. I'm sure Elon Musk is on Twitter throwing a hell salute Nazi sign somewhere. Shouldn't you be over there doing that? You chose to stop here. So it's hard to take you guys serious because you don't even know how to stay in your own damn lane, mind your own damn business. You put your little pink peckers in anything that's got a damn hole, including your own damn children. And then you lie about everything. So yes, it's hard to trust y'all too. Just trust we know the truth and trust we know how you move.
And of course, they stole it from the Native Americans and eventually built the 13 colonies, which is kind of situated on the east side, what is now United States. So like the East Coast area was the 13 colonies from Maine to about.
I'm gonna make you mad now. I only deal with white girls when I want reparations. So my girl is black just like me. I only deal with white women when I want reparations. The white man ain't gonna give it to us, so I get them reparations a whole different way from your Beckies. from your Beckys. That's why y'all women running over here. See, y'all can't get them pregnant. Y'all don't know what you're doing. Y'all don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Is it in yet? Is it in yet? Is it in yet? That's all you hear. Oh, we know when we ain't got to go into that. We know. We know. We know. We ain't got to go into that. We know.
Florida. So eventually the colonists who lived in the
We know why y'all was castrating our ancestors. We know. We know. We know.
colonies began to really dislike being ruled by Britain. First of all, Britain was super far away in the first place, so they didn't really know what was going on in the colonies. And then secondly, the colonists were not really allowed to pass laws, vote on how they would be taxed or what would be going on in Parliament in Britain. But at the end of the day, they were still paying taxes. So eventually this led to like some tension between the two groups, and what we know as the American Revolutionary War broke out. So during this war, everyone just knew that the colonists would lose. The colonists did not have the
Chat, I want y'all to have fun with Trolley Woly. I want y'all to have fun, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Look, Trolley Woly says, no, come on back. Don't kick him yet. Don't kick him yet. We're going to have fun with this vampire. We're going to toss him around. So Trolley Woly says, look up. We used to use y'all babies as alligator bait. Yeah, Danielle Terry, you hear that? Trolley Woly is bragging because they used our babies for alligator bait. It don't matter. You'll die from cancer before I will. Huh? You the one itching and scratching all over your living room floor. You over there scratching with your German Shepherd right now. He got fleas, you got lice. It don't matter. That's why you curse right now to this day. That's why you don't have any melanin. Huh? That's why you're cursed. That right there, why what you're bragging about is exactly why you're cursed, and you die at a faster rate than any other human being on this earth, any other ethnic group. Look it up. Look it up. And majority of it is from cancer. Look it up. So when the sun gets you, it's gonna get you. So I'm glad that you're happy about that fact. I'm glad. Because when it's time for us to use your babies for bait, please know we will. Please know we have no problem using your babies for bait. Please know we have no problem doing anything to you that you are proud of doing to us. We will be honored. And your time is upon you. I promise you your time is running out. I promise you. I promise you. The world is showing you that globally right now. So if you're proud of that, racist, stay proud when the tables turn as well. I'm not talking to the good white folks. I'm talking to these white race soldiers. Okay? So if it don't apply, let it fly. Yeah, I made that Becky. He shouldn't. Hey, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. Oh, it's gonna happen in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. We all know who our fathers are. And some of y'all trashy ass didn't have fathers growing up too. Y'all had a high divorce rate as well. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. My father fought for this damn country and died. The hell you talking about? I got his uniform and his damn flag. You know what I'm saying? Uniform and flag. I tell you what, I bet you you ain't never had the privilege to walk past a lights line and not be checked. Huh? Have you? Have you? Yeah, that's right, Nick Nobody. Tell him, Nick Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Get him, Danielle.
resources that Britain had, and most of their troops were actually very inexperienced, just colonial militias, ragtag armies, and all these things. Britain, on the other hand, had a very strong army, but there was certain things like familiarity with the land that colonists had in its advantage. There was actually a large amount of African Americans who assisted Britain during this war against the colonists, hoping that they would eventually gain freedom.
All right. I was waiting on one of these white people to do this. Let's draw your attention to Brando Dunn. Let's draw the attention to Brando Dunn. I'm going to educate this Neanderthal real quick. All right, don't kick him. Don't kick him. Just draw your attention to Brandon Dunn. Brando Dunn, however, whatever his dummy name is. He said, bro, chipping out. Don't worry. This is going to hit close to home, too. We know white people lie. All right, Brandon? And you're one of them white people. Brandon, do you know that you have at least 3% or higher Neanderthal DNA? Do you know that a primate gene was also found in that Neanderthal DNA? And you know how I can prove it? A monkey has thin lips. White people have thin lips. A monkey has straight hair. White people have straight hair. A monkey is covered with hair all over their body. White men grow hair all over their body, and some of your white women do too. Monkeys get lice and like to climb. They eat parasites off of each other. You guys get lice and eat parasites off of each other, and y'all like to climb. You came from the Caucasus Mountains. You're the one with the monkey primate gene, son. It's you. A black person has a 0 Neanderthal trait. You are 3% or higher if you are non-black, which means you preserve and reserve the primate and Neanderthal trait. How do you think you were climbing those damn mountains, getting back to your cave in the Caucasus Mountains, where people still have to be airlifted to them this day? Huh? Climbing like the little monkey you are. Scratching like the little canine you are. Smelling like the little chihuahua you are. Huh? Now who's chipping out? You damn monkey.
Freedom, but that's like a whole different story in itself. Stay tuned. That actually is next episode. We'll talk about that. Something went on with them. But yeah, the colonists did not lose the Revolutionary War. Obviously, here walks in the United States of America. They won. They are no longer the British colonies. So even before the United States became its own country, the enslavement of Africans was actually the backbone of the colonies' economies, right? Cotton, tobacco, and all these things. The enslaved African population continued to grow.
Brando, do me a favor before you scratch your fleas in here. Can you please leave or at least put on a flea and tick collar? Huh? Can you please leave or at least put on a flea and tick collar? Don't scratch in here, sir. We don't want your lice. We don't want your parasites.
Even after the importation of slaves was banned in the early 1800s. So the United States eventually writes the Constitution, which is actually...
Dre, I'm with you. Dre, what part of Florida you in? The dreaded cracking? What part of Florida are you in? My man say, man, I wish I could meet one racist in real life. They be letting me down in Florida. Man, these racists know what they know. They know. They know. Oh, you're in Dade? Yeah, I'm in Florida too, my man. I'm in Florida too. I'm about maybe 4 hours away from you, but I'm in Florida too. And yeah, man, I feel just like you, man. They won't do it to you. I'm telling you, they won't do it to your face. You know what I'm saying? They won't do it to your face. And they think just because they strapped, ain't nobody else strapped. You know what I mean? They won't do, I'm telling you, they only do this on camera. They only do this on camera. You know what I'm saying? They only do it on camera. Brandon, I can tap you out in 3 seconds. I can tap you out in 3 seconds. I can tap you out in 3 seconds. I guarantee it. Easy work. Easy work. Train, homie. I can tap you out in 3 seconds. I can embarrass you in front of your own mammy. I guarantee it. I can tap you out in 3 seconds. 3. That's all I need is 3 seconds. I can tap you out and have you crying in mercy. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Ain't nothing skin and bones there, homie. I work out. Them ain't skin and bones, homie. You better get what I got, homie. You better get what I got, homie. You better get what I got. Them ain't skin and bones. Them ain't skin and bones. You better get what I got, homie. It sounds like you're a little jealous. Sounds like you walk around here with a dad bod and some muffin tops. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're a little jealous. You better get some of what I got, homie. Huh? You better get some of what I got, homie. Huh? You better get some of what I got, homie. You see that there? You better get some of what I got, homie. That's what you better do. You better get some of what I got, homie. Yeah. Yeah. You better get some of what I got, homie. I could take your bitch, but I don't want your bitch. She don't bathe.
Actually crazy. They never
You better get some
mentioned
of
the
what I
word
got.
slaves at all. The northern states passed laws ending slavery and emancipating many Africans who were.
Sounds like you jealous. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you jealous. Sounds like you jealous. Because I can take my shirt off and walk along the beach and pull anybody I want. And well, you got to worry about if someone is a chubby chaser or not. I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem. Everything on me is where it's supposed to be, homie. It's where it's supposed to be. I bring sexy back, homie. Yeah. I take care of me. It's funny how you obese people pick at people who are actually in shape and healthy. You're unhealthy, but you're gonna ridicule me for being healthy. Boy, I got stamina. I would dance circles around your ass, boy. You know what I'm saying? I will pull circles around. You don't want that. Brandon, you was ignorant when you came in. You know what I'm saying? Brandon, we knew you was ignorant when you came in. Now, you just got done humping your dog and want to come in here and talk noise to the indigenous. Huh? Did you at least sanitize your hands? Huh? Did you sanitize your tongue? Huh? Did you spray some Lysol in your mouth and goggle that your nasty ass? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Roger, that is so old, Roger. Roger, if you do your research, Roger, you'll find out that it's epic failure again for white people when it comes to EBT and SNAP. You'll find that it's 37.4% of you who are on EBT more than any other ethnic group in this country. Oh my God, epic failure. 400-year head start, slavery, Jim Crow, Reconstruction, all of that. And you're still the majority of the ethnic group that's on food stamps and EBT to this day. 37.4%. Don't forget that. 37.4%. Oh my God, epic failure. Epic failure. Damn. How do you get such a head start? How do you have such supremacy and control and entitlement and you run everything, but yet you're still the EBT SNAP benefit kings and queens? Huh? Tell me how that works. 37.4% of you. See, y'all just be lying. People like me, I do the stats and I give it to you. You know what I'm saying? I look at the stats and I give it to you. See, y'all just be lying. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all y'all can do. We know where y'all think the term white lie came from? Whitewashed, white lie, white history. Where y'all think all this stuff come from? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all ain't trying to change the stripes? Why y'all ain't trying to come up on the good side of things? Why y'all just like chaos and destruction? Why y'all like humping your own children? Huh? Why y'all like shooting up public facilities and all of that stuff? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all colonize? Why do you hump your pet chihuahuas when your wife or your daughter won't give you no pussy? Huh? That sounded disgusting, I know, but I just got to be, that's just how y'all are. Why do y'all do that? Why? Why do y'all turn red when the sun hits you, but we get healthier when the sun hit us? Why do y'all get cancer and die if you spend too much time in the sun, but we get stronger and stronger on our Samson shit when we in the sun? Tell me why. I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know.
Being held captive.
Why y'all get fleas, lice, and ticks and we don't? You know what I'm saying? I just want to know why y'all smell like wet dogs when you get wet and we don't. I just want to know. Why are we more athletic? I got another question. When have you ever seen a white guy in a U.S. Olympic track meet? Y'all better leave me alone, man. Y'all better leave me alone, man. Y'all know y'all can't do nothing better than us. The only thing you can do is lie. Now y'all got it, though. Y'all got it, though, with the line and what y'all do to children and pets. Y'all got that. But y'all can't whoop us nowhere else. You can't beat us in nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You can't whoop us in nothing else. And y'all be talking noise, and when we get behind and you want to run. You know you can't run. Y'all got to run in circles around cars to get away from stuff. We run in a straight line and leave it. Baby running so super slow. I've been laughing so hard. Wait, on some real stuff now. We all done saw white people running from police before. White people even got to be big and out of shape to run slow. They just got to be white. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, I saw a lady running from a police one time, bro. I swear she was running in slow mo. I know, okay, when Ice was out here, y'all don't remember that white guy that went and threw that little hoagie sandwich at the Ice officer and took out running? Do y'all remember that? And the Ice officer took out behind him. Dude was running. He was looking like he was bionic when he was running, but he wasn't going nowhere. He wasn't going nowhere. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, boy. Y'all need to get some Red Bull, boy. Y'all need some wings. Drink Red Bull, it give you wings. Boy, y'all some slow running, unathletic people, boy. The only thing y'all could do is wrestle and shoot GUNs. That's it. Oh my God, watching y'all run is hilarious. I ain't gonna lie, watching y'all run is hilarious, boy. Oh my God. If you don't believe me, y'all, pull up a video of somebody white running from a police, a dog, or anything. You know what I'm saying? They run the fastest when they running from us. You really want to see how fast that white man can run? Put an angry black person behind him. Oh my God! Oh boy! Oh my God, boy! Oh my God! Y'all move in super slow mo, boy. I'm telling you, boy, I done seen Carol Syrup move faster than some of y'all, boy. Y'all cannot run. God dang, y'all cannot run. what is what is wrong with your athleticism? Why won't your legs just move a little bit faster? You ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse than being in a situation where you really need to get up and out of there. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. Ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse. Yeah, they moving in camera frames. You know, in pixels. Ain't nothing worse. Oh my God, that was a hilarious moment right there, boy. Listen, y'all can't be mad because y'all know y'all could probably run a distance. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all could do them 5Ks and 30Ks and all of that. We ain't about that. We like some cheaters, you know what I'm saying? We take out and we can only run for a certain amount of time. It is called a sprint. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all got us on the 5Ks and all that. We ain't doing all that. We ain't running through no city. Yeah, they run in circles. They escape. Y'all ain't never noticed that. Look how white people run, man. When they running from something to somebody, they run around stuff because they don't have the speed to run straight and get away. Boy, if an alligator ever got behind one. Oh, some of the people be walking their dogs around these ponds and these lakes and stuff down here in Florida. Boy, that gator gonna catch you before it catch your dog. That dog got 4 legs. He can outrun you, sir. You can't run at all. What you mean? You gonna get caught. And you can't jump. What you gonna do? Run and jump on a car? You can't jump. Everybody know white men can't jump. Okay, some can. It's on one. I ain't gonna lie. It's some people in the NBA. Like it's a couple white boys in the NBA can really leap though. You know what I'm saying? It's some white guys in the NBA that can jump, but y'all ain't got no verticals like that. You ain't Matt McClung. I'm just saying. Everybody ain't Matt McClung. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, boy. Lillian, we know you could jump, Lillian. 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 Lillian, you know I love you, sweetheart. Lillian gonna make all of us feel like a mighty Mike up in here. I'm telling, I guarantee Lillian is probably the youngest and the tallest and probably most athletic person in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Lillian is 19 years old. She's a non-black woman. Okay, she's 6'5" and wears a size 15 shoe. She can kick all our ass. She can kick all our ass. Real talk. That's a female Shaq right there. I'm not standing next to a female Shaq. No, Lillian. No, Lillian. You won't dunk over me. You won't dunk over me. Yeah, I was doing jujitsu. Jujitsu and boxing. Jiu-jitsu and boxing. Right, not trying her. Salute to you, Lillian. Salute to you, man. I love Lillian, man. Lillian good folks, man. Lillian good folks, man.
This and the South, for the most part, continued to enslave Africans. From about 1790 to 1820, the free African American population rose by about 288%. During this time is when the United States, ironically, was like gloating about having this like new order constitution that was nowhere else in the world, promising freedom and the rights of all men and liberties and all these things. But of course, none of this applied to the Africans who were.
I am so sick and tired of crazy people saying crazy things and just saying it like it's true. Do y'all think about things before y'all say it? Obviously, you don't. Okay, everyone, I would like to draw your attention over to what is that? Ted. What the hell is Ted? Whatever that is, something Ted Trey. We're gonna call him Ted Trey. Right up under Lillian's salute. He goes, right. He goes, black people were created to dig gold for the Anunnaki. That is why their bone structure and skeletal is different. Boy, if you don't shut up, boy, if you don't shut up, boy, if you don't put the crystal meth down and walk away, boy, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's wrong with him? I'm gonna let him stay here too. Lillian, you getting all kind of love in here, Lillian. You getting all kind of love, Lillian. Lillian is a giant amongst men.
There, even if they were free, they were outcasted politically, economically, by many Southerners and political elites who just felt like them being around was a major threat to the slaves who were enslaved. Do you know what I'm saying? To the Black people who were enslaved. So they didn't want the enslaved people to see like Black boy joy, that Black girl magic of the free African Americans who were around. They didn't want to see Black people winning, to be honest. They didn't really want them around. They wanted them out the picture so that their slaves would not get mentally poisoned, especially as riots began to rise, Nat Turner's rebellion and such things. So even those who did not...
Remember I told y'all before they shipped those freedmen off? The real reason they did it was because they didn't want those freedmen tempting the slaves that they still had in custody. Okay, they didn't want them tempting them to revolt and rebel like Nat Turner. So they came up with this plan to get all Black indigenous freedmen out of the United States and to Africa. This is why they always tell you Black people go back to Africa. If you ever wonder why white people tell you go back to Africa, this is why. Because they're aware of the American colonization society. So if I was your Black people, I would listen close to this. I would listen close because they've already sent Black people once. They know this stuff. See, the difference is in a white household, they're learning the truth about what they did. But they're also learning that they don't think we know the truth. What's up, Drill Sergeant? That's FBA Kush Boy, right? FBA Kush Boy 420? No, you don't know your past history. Not saying some old racist crap like that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying some old racist crap like that. You can't know your history. What's up, FBA 420? FBA Kush Boy? You know what I'm saying? You can't know your history saying some crap like that. You can't know your history.
Have slaves, wanted them out the way because they felt that Black people were just kind of killing their vibe, making it like economically harder for them to find jobs because they were more likely to accept a lower wage. And they just didn't want them really staying in the same cities as them. They wanted to be separated. So freedmen faced a lot of discrimination, oppression. In some cases, it was even like physically threatening to be a freedman. You're not a slave, but it's almost like you're living the life of a slave mentally. Have you guys heard of 12 Years a Slave? You know, he was sexy, he was married, he was rich, and they kidnapped him. They stole his life and enslaved him. He was not free just because he was like a freed man, right? So many white people, especially wealthy ones, felt as if freed Black people were better just leaving America, period, instead of integrating them into American society. So they literally hated them so much, they decided to pass government legislation to give them the opportunity to leave.
Teddy. Teddy be trash. Teddy be trash. All right, now I got a few people I need to address, but Teddy be trash. I need to address you first, Teddy be trash. All right? Teddy, did you miss your psych meds today? Teddy, did you not sniff the glue stick in time? What's wrong with you, Teddy? What's wrong with Teddy? Teddy B. Trash said, I'm from Stop 6 Funky Town. You can't freaking tell me I'm a racist. Hell, what you just said made you sound like a damn racist. What is that, a sundown town? What is that, a trailer park? What is that? What is 6 Funky Town? We know y'all don't wash y'all ass. 6 Funky Town, it sound like you need a trip. You sound like the Moors need to pay you a trip. Sound like the Moors need to teach you how to wash your ass. You from 6 Funky Towns. Damn, can you stop at a man, come on, man. Come on, man. Well, you know what, my man? You're a real one too, so you'll figure out how to be a mod. Just click on their names and click on their comments, and you can time them out. You can remove their comments. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out, brother. But I don't let good folks pass me. You know what I'm saying? You good folks. Tell us where we from and follow up with I'm not racist because of where I'm from. I'm not understanding that guy. I don't know prehistory, You should be sorry because you don't know history, prehistory, post-history, current history. You are history. You are some very special history. You are some, hey, you are some very special history. It's something wrong with you, Teddy. It's something wrong with you, Teddy. It's something wrong with that guy. It is something wrong with Teddy Rumpkin right though, boy. Teddy be trash. It's something wrong with Teddy. He a hoe. It's incurable. It gotta be. It's something. It's something wrong with him. It's something wrong with Ted, boy. Hey, y'all might want to find out where Teddy B. Trash live at, and y'all might want to inform all schools to lock the doors tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, boy. Hey, y'all better find out where he from. That cat having a bad day, boy. He might have a bad day on Monday too, boy. Wherever he from, they need to lock all the schools, close the gates, lock the doors. Cause he might be the next one to make the news, boy. He might be the next one. My man came in here angry on some crazy stuff. Look, he said sweet. Boy, you crazy. At least you want people to think you crazy. You actually pussy, but you want people to think you crazy. You know what I'm saying? You actually pussy though. I'll say that. I'll say that. Now you ain't the best form of pussy. You know what I'm saying? But you pussy.
Like, it's actually sick when you think about it. How much do you have to hate someone for you to literally go into your own bag to pay for them to leave the country?
Imagine being able.
I don't care what I sounded like. I'm not. I can just see you right now. You all red in the face. I don't care what I sounded like. I'm not. I'm telling y'all better close them schools, boy. Y'all better close them schools and black folks. Don't go to church today. Y'all know what Dylan Roof did, boy. Teddy sound like he'll get one too. Teddy sound like he'll get one too. Y'all step out of them church houses today, boy. Teddy is angry. Teddy is angry. Step out of them church houses. If you do go to church, exercise your Second Amendment. Watch the doors. Y'all know they try to pick up trucks through the buildings. You know what I'm saying? They throw gas cans everywhere. Then they just, y'all know how they do it. They come straight out of a movie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you from Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, Lord. Oh, they can handle you in Texas. I ain't worried about you in Texas. They can handle you in Texas. You know what I'm saying? They can handle you in Texas. They can handle you in Texas.
To build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI
Whatever. So in 1816, Robert Finley created the Society for the Colonization of Free People of Color of America.
Bro, it's not about the Anaki. It's what you said about black people's build. That was racist. Talking about our skeletal structure. We were made to do a certain, that's like me saying white people was made to grape their own children, which I think a lot of you were, and y'all were made to be evil, and y'all were made to be pagan, and y'all were made to be cannibals. And you don't see anything wrong with what I just said? Because I see something wrong with what I just said. So if I can see something wrong with what I just said in my own mouth about white people, how the hell you don't see what you said wrong about black people? Huh? I just want to know. I just want to know. I'm not saying you're wrong about your history. I'm checking you about what you said about black people, what we're built to do. That was the problem. He had to take the jab. He took the jab and the uppercut. That boy got hit with the left hook. He didn't duck. You damn right he took that jab. You damn right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right, boy. Boy, I hope you ain't a result of incest, boy. I hope. I hope your mom and daddy ain't really brother and sister, boy. I hope, Teddy. I hope. I hope.
which later became known as ACS, the American Colonization Society. It sounds nice, but it's not. His purpose was to provide resources and to encourage free African Americans, freedmen, to return back to Africa. Basically, he felt like he was doing African Americans a favor, essentially, by sending to a place to where they wouldn't face prejudice, discrimination. You can be around people of your own kind. You'll love it there. You won't be racially inferior. Why don't you go there instead of like dealing with the oppression of being inferior in America, which we as a people still deal with today. But anyways, African Americans were not really feeling this at all. And most abolitionists were not rocking either. Many African Americans felt like, hey, we've been here just as long as you guys. Just because you're white doesn't mean it makes you more American. Like, we're American. We're owed the right to be American just as much as the white man, right? Not everyone was excited to go back to Africa. That just was not ideal for many African Americans. But regardless of this, many former enslaved Black Americans and free Black Americans who were never enslaved were pressured. They were pressured and coerced into immigrating to the motherland of Africa. So in 1818, the ACS, American Colonization Society, sent 2 representatives to West Africa to almost like scout out land, look for a suitable location. They were unable.
We seen them do this with the Spanish people in ICE. They didn't care where they were dropping them off at, long as they was getting them out of America. They gonna take a bunch of Americans and drop you off in Africa because they want to take over your land. And they don't want you tempting the enslaved Black people, your ancestors they have enslaved. What? This is the crazy. Only white people can do stuff. Boy, only Shay Whitey can do like this, boy. Only Shay Whitey can do stuff like this, boy. I'm trying to tell you. This is crazy. We're going to uproot you from your land, take your land, and drop you off over here. And then I like there's nothing. We had U.S. presidents do this, and they call these bastards our forefathers. Them ain't our forefathers. Line them up in a firing range and hand all Black people some rifles and a damn good scope. We'll show you what those forefathers mean to us. We'll show you.
To convince local tribe leaders to sell them any land. It was a fail. We're talking big names like Thomas Jefferson, Henry Clay, James Monroe, even Andrew Jackson got involved as far as using.
And Thomas Jefferson, not only was he a racist, but he was a pedophile too. Like, we don't know about little 12-year-old Sally Hemings. And you got children from her. Or y'all don't believe me. Cleveland, Ohio, Google the Hemings and Jefferson Foundation. Google it. He raped this little slave girl for years, over and over and over and over and over, even when she was grown. Sally was Thomas Jefferson's side piece at the age of 12. They won't tell you this. I'm not alarmed to have a pedo for president right now because we've always had pedos, white men, for presidents. Y'all think I'm lying? Look up Sally Hemings and look up Thomas Jefferson. So this ain't new with Donald Trump. They been doing this. They pedos. They like them that age, y'all. They like them that age.
Government funds to assist the ACS. So in 1820, they raised about $50,000 and also received a $100,000 check from Congress, which is in today's money like millions. I don't know exactly how much. I'll do the math a little later, but imagine donating money to send a Black man back to Africa. Like, I'm just dead. I don't really get the concept. But shortly after this, the ACS sent the first colonists to West Africa.
Hey, honey.
Mike, I'm packing a bag. Taking the kids to my mom's for the weekend.
What? Why?
Because you're not here anyway.
on a boat named Elizabeth. The Elizabeth landed in
Didn't I tell y'all the boat was an ex-naval ship, a boat, and it was called Elizabeth, and it sailed in 1820, and it was the American Colonization Society? I told y'all this stuff. I told y'all this. But the YT supremacist said I'm lying, y'all. The vampire said the black vampire is lying. They said that I have a Timu education and a Timu history. Huh? That's what they said. It's funny. You're hearing the same damn thing. It's funny. I know what I be talking about, and all they can do is tell white lies. White fatigue is real. It's real, ladies and gentlemen.
Sierra Leone originally, which was a British colony for freed slaves. Like I said, we'll talk about that next episode. That's a messy story within itself. But on this ship, on the Elizabeth, was 88 Black Americans and only 3 whites. They began looking along the coast for land that they could claim as their own. 25% of them died within 3 weeks due to yellow fever. We have to remember that they were not African. Their bodies were not built for Africa. They're essentially American. The transition was rough for their bodies, and many really struggled. It was not a successful journey. Shortly after, a U.S. Navy vessel had to continue to arrive to help them search for a permanent settlement. They could not just go to Sierra Leone. The goal was for them to have their own land. So local leaders still were kind of resisting the attempt for land to be bought. But eventually, Robert Stockton, who was a Navy officer, was able to talk to some tribe leader pretty nicely. You know, the tribe leader appreciated what he was saying, and he did get a strip of land on the coast, what is now Liberia. For some reason, I feel like when they're like, oh, he was convinced to give them land, I feel like it was threatened or coerced or some violence going on in there, but there's no historical proof. Regardless of gaining the legitimate territory from the local chiefs, they still were getting attacked by local.
They don't teach this in history. I guess that's why it's history. Yeah, they don't teach this stuff. They don't teach this stuff. Yeah. Just in case you ever wonder why they are comfortable telling us to go back to Africa, well, this is why. You know what I'm saying? This is why. Teddy, are you still causing trouble in here? Teddy, are you still causing trouble in here? So what if 16 is okay? If you know the information, then why are you calling me a racist? And let's have a conversation about it. Because you're not going to come in here and change my dynamics of the conversation I'm already having. That's what you colonizers do, to disrupt stuff. You don't want the truth getting out. So now you want to come in here and try to be a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Because black people were here first and the original Cherokee tribes were all black. Okay, that's truth to that. You've been saying, hey, you might miss on 3 truths, but you'll drop 1 out of every 3. You'll drop 1 out of every 3. Night, everyone. I'm tapping out. All right, my man. Have a good one.
Tribe continuously, so much that in 1824, the settlers had to build a fortress.
16 is a child. Treating them as adults means they receive adult consequences and they're not ready for that. 16 is a child. 12 is a child. It's a minor either. Channel my inner Cat Williams. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Either way, it's a minor. It's a child. It's a child. How can you defend that? I told y'all who they were. Hide your children. Hide your children. Someone should have hid Nancy Guthrie too. I told y'all who they were. Y'all better stop letting y'all children go to these damn bus stops. You better drop your children off and pick them up. You better drop them off and pick them up. Hell no, I done told y'all. Okay. But when somebody show you who they are, you better believe them. You better believe them. You know what I'm saying? You better believe them. You bet, boy, when y'all walk past them, the way they be locking their car doors, thinking we gonna do something to them, y'all better grab your children, boy. When you're walking by with your child, you better hold your child, boy. Hold your child, boy. Hold your child. Know where your children at, especially if they 12 and up. Boy, know where your children at. Real talk. Look at the bus driver ID. Make sure he going to a school. He could be going to Epstein Island with your baby. You don't know. You know, boy, these people telling y'all who they are. They're trying to drop the sexual age of consent in like 4 or 5 states in this country alone down to like 14 years old, y'all, because their reproduction rates are decreasing. So they figure if they get a chick while she's young, they can get their rates up, their population up, because she can bear multiple children. You know what I'm saying? This is how they think. This is how they think, y'all. This is sad. It's scary. It's scary. This is how they think.
Around the colony to heavily protect it. The land that the ACS purchased was named Cape Masorta. They purchased it from the Gola people for about $300. You know, the tribe leader appreciated.
Did y'all hear what the African tribes did to these Americans once they was dropped off in Africa? Listen, y'all, watch this.
Not just like go to Sierra Leone. The goal was for them to have their own land. So local leaders still were kind of resisting the attempt for land to be bought. But eventually, Robert Stockton, who was a Navy officer, was able to talk to some tribe leader pretty nicely. You know, the tribe leader appreciated what he was saying, and he did get a strip of land on the coast, what is now Liberia. For some reason, I feel like when they're like, oh, he was convinced to give them land, I feel like it was like threatened or coerced or like some violence going on in there, but there's no historical proof. Regardless of gaining the legitimate territory from the local chiefs, they still were getting attacked by local tribes continuously, so much that
still getting attacked by local tribes continuously. You know what I'm saying? Still getting attacked by local tribes continuously. Those Africans knew that those Black Americans were not tribal people. This is how Africa ended up selling other tribes into. They don't care about color. They care about tribe. That's why they were giving them hell. They seen them as rivals. They had to fortify the settlement because these African tribes were coming in there bothering them. But no, I thought all of us came from Africa, though. I thought we had African cousins named Nzuki, me, Bob, me, click, click. That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. No, they lied, y'all. Another lie, y'all. Another lie. Boy, if somebody white tell you something, doubt it. Hey, if some Black people tell you some things, you should doubt it too. Like if they're a Brandon Tatum or a Cartier family type, doubt it. Jesse Lee Peterson type, doubt it. The Hodge twin type, doubt it. You know what I mean? Doubt it. They not even sure who they are, they damn self. You know what I'm saying? They not even sure who they are, they damn self. We got some raccoons that need to be put back in the trees, y'all. Y'all done saw Django. Y'all know Steven. These are your Stevens. These are your Stevens. They just want to get your slaves, boss. These are your Stevens. For real.
1824, the settlers had to build a fortress around the colony to heavily protect it. The land that the ACS purchased was named Cape Masorta. They purchased it from the Gola people for about $300 in the year of 1822. Like I said, I'm not into math.
So just so y'all know, I'm going to go back to the Moore story because I love hearing how Blacks saved the Europeans because the Europeans won't tell the truth. But at the same time, at the same damn time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to Simi! What's up, Simi? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Simi? But at the same time, y'all need to realize if they tell y'all go back to Africa, this is why. Y'all look up the American Colonization Society. All right, the ACS, the American Colonization Society. And please remember, just because you didn't hear about it in public school, don't mean you won't hear about it here. Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It don't mean you won't hear about it here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you the truth. It's the reason they hid this stuff. They had to make themselves look good. Well, damn it, if they're going to make themselves look good, we're going to look immaculate. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to get our truths out there too. And if you didn't have a problem with Charlie Kirk and the rest of those dirt bags, then you shouldn't have a problem with me. You know what I'm saying? Freedom. Wasn't that written on Charlie Kirk's shirt before he went? Wasn't it? Count or not count the game violence. He should have ducked. He should have ducked. For real, man behind him giving all kind of signals. All kind of, I would have been looking back like, boy, what you doing? What? Who you signaling? What? Boy, what? You know what you doing? What? Stop moving behind me. Boy, you're making me nervous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He should have ducked. That's what he should have did. He should have got his bob and weave on. Charlie Kirk, you said one real thing the whole time you was alive. You said there are going to be some losses in order to maintain, the right to carry weapons. And well, you were one of those losses. You spoke one thing true out of the many things you said. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he did that. He did. He said it. He said it. Y'all know he said it. And y'all know he said it now. Now, I ain't making this up now. I don't lie, white people do. I don't lie, white people do. You know what I'm saying? I don't even lie to the police. You know what I'm saying? I don't even lie to the police no more. I just don't tell them the truth. All right, Lillian, have a good one, sweetie. Have a good one.
In finance, y'all can do your own translation, but $300 back then. The first settlers arrived and they named it Perseverance, but later it was renamed Liberia, which is Liberty, and the capital was named Monrovia in honor of, oh my God, it's disgusting.
I want to shout everybody out in the chat tonight, man. Y'all a cool game, man. This why I like getting on in the early AM times, man, because you find the funny people, man. The brilliant-minded people all rise early. We wake up early. We get our day started early. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, y'all cool as hell, man. I rock with y'all. I hope to see all of y'all come back every time I go live, man. Y'all some real ones, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some real ones. I hope all y'all hit that subscribe button, especially you, Bacon Bits. You know what I'm saying? And where your boy at up here, man? Where your boy at? Where your boy at? Dread, I dare sure hope you hit the button, Dread. You know what I'm saying? Wilder, I hit the subscribe button, hit the membership button. Hey, y'all a cool bunch, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you brave G. Understand we're in a war right now. And you frontlining. I ain't scared of them, bro. They took my grandma from me. The only thing they can do is take me, I'll end up taking one of them. You know what I'm saying? We all got to go. I don't have that fear in me. If they come down here and try to hurt me, bro, I'm in a stand your ground state. I got the right to hurt you back. What can you do to me I can't do to you? You know what I'm saying? The worst thing you could do is assume that someone isn't ready for the opposition. I know what type of work I do. I know what type of people it's going to attract. And I know what I'm capable of. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about that. And if they come for my life and it causes them their life, even if I lose my life, that means that their life wasn't worth shit either because they threw it away. You understand what I'm saying? They threw it away. So I don't worry about that. I don't let them people scare me, man. I don't let them folks scare me for it. Scare me how? Scare me how? What can they do to me that I can't do to them? Scare me how? What am I supposed to be afraid of? Huh? If they Charlie Kirk me, I can Charlie Kirk them right back. I have the right to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? I have the right to protect myself. Do y'all realize I'm on camera? So if one of these vampires threaten me and actually show up, do you understand the defense I have while defending myself and having the opportunity to take their life? Do you understand the defense that I have? I can prove you threatened me online. I can prove that you were on the internet. I can play the live stream, and then you're gonna show up to my front door. Oh, I'm definitely gonna put you. I'm gonna put you 6 feet. I was scared of what? You came to me. You threatened me. I'm sitting home in my living room, minding my business, exercising my freedom. You know what I'm saying? They always talk about their freedom of speech. Ain't nobody roll up on Charlie Kirk. Ain't nobody roll up on Nick Fuentes. Ain't nobody rolled up on Tim Pool. Ain't nobody rolled up on Matt Walsh. You know what I mean? I wish they would roll up on me, homie. I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about that. They can play with the footage. I'm gonna be careful. This is the second time today somebody has said this to me. So I already know when the sun come up, I'm going to get straight. I'm always straight. I just don't keep straight around me for reasons. You know what I'm saying? I don't keep straight around me for reasons. But trust me, I'm always straight. I think people are afraid of getting along in the future. We all have trouble putting away the past and our misguided judgments of people. We cannot put away the past until we get reparations. I believe white people are going to continue to suffer. They're going to continue to burn. They're going to continue to die from cancer. All of that until they pay them damn reparations. They want to lift them curses. If them white women want to know what it's like to have full lips like a sister and a nice ass like a black woman and not get lice and be able to sit out in the sun and enjoy nature, the sun will lift its curse when you pay them down reparations. I really believe that. I really believe that. I really believe that. You can't put nothing to rest until you heal it. You can't pull a knife halfway out of somebody's back once you stab them and say, I helped you. You got to pull it all the way out and heal them. You got to help it heal. You can't just end slavery and end all of that and cause all of that turmoil and generations of trauma and think it's over. You can't. You can't. You got to pay that. You got to make that right. You got to make that right. And I'm going to keep the past in front of you. I'm going to keep your history in front of you. I'm going to remind you every time of the dirt you are, the dirt you came from, and the dirt you always have been. I'm going to remind you, I love history. History is a reflection. It's a record. It's an account of just how evil these mother suckers are. Real talk. They only want you to stop talking about it, so they got to stop feeling bad about it. Boy, I'm going to talk about it every day. I want you to feel bad by not paying them reparations. I want you to feel bad every time you get sunburned. I want you to feel bad every time a lice bites you or make you itch. You know what I'm saying? You want to lift that curse, pay them down reparations. You want to lift that curse, pay them down reparations. You paid it to everybody else. I believe that's why white people are cursed. I believe that's why they don't have melanin. I believe that's why they die faster. I believe that's why their birth rates are decreasing. I believe that's why they catch cancer the most. I believe that's why they are getting their asses handed to them right now. Pay them down reparations. Pay them down reparations. We'll lift the curse. I believe our ancestors put a curse on them, y'all. Y'all know our ancestors worked that magic. I think our ancestors cursed them, y'all. Real talk. I think our ancestors cursed them. Pay them down reparations. Cut the check and give us the land and get the hell out of our land and we'll be okay.
I even think about it, you guys. It's disgusting. In honor of President James Monroe, who signed the official bill for the project to gain funding. It's still called Monrovia today, which gives me nightmares. Anyways, over 2,000.
It's still called Monrovia to this day. So they named the capital of Liberia after James Monroe, the U.S. president who helped relocate Black indigenous American freedmen to Africa, ladies and gentlemen. So don't say it ain't never happened. I just showed you here. Now let's get back to those Moors. let's get back to those Moors.
James believes keeping a close watch on his spending helps him resist temptation. By tracking spending in the Wells Fargo mobile app, James wins again.
And it's a slow commercial.
Apparently, you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Or
Groves of Seville, the palaces of Granada, the very language of Spain is divine. Much of Europe saw it as heresy. When Europeans find
I see color on my screen. Thank you, Dougie. Oh, thank you, Dougie. Thank you, my man. I got $10 on my screen. Salute to Dougie. You know what I'm saying? Let's put Dougie in the chat, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's put Dougie in the chat, y'all. Thank you, Dougie. Dougie say, here's $10, bro. Keep dropping knowledge, brother Uncut. I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate that. You know it's hard out here for a pimp. You know what I'm saying? My life been dry. I ain't seen no color until you showed up, Dougie. Thank you, Dougie. Thank you for putting some color on my screen. Thank you. Thank you, Dougie. I appreciate it. If my bones weren't hurting, I'd get up and do the Dougie for you. Let's go.
began translating the works of these African scholars, they removed the names of their.
Hey, y'all, when I said I'd get up and do the Dougie for you, you know what I'm saying? The missus gonna look at me like she was waiting to see if I was gonna get up and dance, y'all. She was waiting. You know what I'm saying? She don't want me to Chris Brown on her ass, y'all. She don't, she don't want to put like the old school Bobby Brown. She don't want that. She don't want that. Thank you, Dougie.
Authors, rebranding their discoveries as European inventions. Algebra became mathematics, surgery became modern medicine, and astronomy became Renaissance science. They took the fruit and destroyed the roots. But history always leaves fingerprints.
Wait a minute. Hey, Teddy, this done been interesting ever since you came in here. Teddy always says something that grabbed my attention. Hold on, Teddy. Teddy, I should probably smoke before I read your comment. I should probably light up my herbal essence before I read your comment, but I'm gonna give this a try. Okay? I'm gonna do this sober. Hey, Snoop. I'm gonna have to borrow that. I'm gonna have to borrow that behind Snoop Dogg ear. I'll pay him back, y'all. I'll pay him back. But anyways, Teddy says, you should see the look on my white friends whenever I tell them that they think I'm crazy. It's kind of a funny to see. Well, I don't know what to say to that, Teddy. I don't know what to say to that, okay? I'm speechless, sir. I don't know what to say to that, Teddy.
The manuscripts of the Moors are still stored in the Escorial and in libraries across North Africa.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands of.
You see that too, huh, Dred? Dred said, we working on Teddy. He a fast learner. Yeah, that's why I ain't kick him out. I don't think he mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he mean no harm. He just kind of came in like, he kicked the doors down like, boom, I'm in this bit. Well, we in this bit too. Show some respect. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Volumes that testify to a world built by African intellect. Even the architecture speaks. The Alhambra's inscriptions whisper praises to knowledge and beauty. Its walls are carved not with idols, but with geometry, proof that the builders saw divine truth in precision itself. Step inside and you feel harmony, balance, proportion, the very elements that would later define Europe's rebirth. But Europe didn't invent rebirth, it received it. The seeds of the Renaissance were planted in African soil, watered by Moorish scholars, and only later harvested.
See, when we speak of reparations, there's always the descendant of the slave aspect. But we have to figure things like redlining, mass incarceration, racial profiling, systemic racism, the war on drugs. We've lived through that stuff. All of that should be factored in under reparations too. So you're going to have some that might receive reparations because they are direct descendants of slaves. You will have others that receive it because, well, we're black and we were just treated that way. You understand what I'm saying? There's different elements to reparations. Slavery is only one part of it. Slavery is only one part of it.
Harvested by Europe. Consider art. Before Moorish influence, European paintings were flat, stiff, and lifeless. It was Moorish study of perspective and mathematics that allowed artists like Brunelleschi and Leonardo to bring depth into their canvases. The concept of vanishing point, which defines West.
Teddy, you trying to make me jealous now, right? I thought we was making friends, Teddy. Now I had to hold off and read your comment, and you gonna tell me you doing that right now? Puff, puff, pass, Teddy. Wait a minute, what you smoking first, Teddy? Wait a minute, no, wait, I ain't watch you roll it. I can't. Go ahead, keep it for yourself, Teddy. Keep it for yourself.
Western painting is rooted in geometry. The Moors had already mastered even their concept of beauty. The symmetry of face and body was influenced by African ideals of proportion and balance. Yet none of this fit the story.
Hey, where did that dude go, man? That had the dad bar, man. That was trying to step down on me because I'm in shape. Where did that guy go? Remember I said I could take my shirt off and go to the beach and take all of his women? Where did that guy go? Huh? He disappeared. He probably went to do some push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Where did he go? Huh? Where did all these haters go? Where did Mr. Unhealthy go?
Europe wanted to tell. When the Reconquista began, when Christian armies pushed the Moors out of Spain, they didn't just destroy a people, they erased their memory.
Their stamina ran out, so they needed a Snickers. Don't even realize they need to stay away from the Snickers. That's why they got muffin tops now. That boy ain't seen his dick since he ain't seen his dick since the locker room in sixth grade. I'm telling you, stomach cover everything. He got to lift his stomach up and sit it on top of her when he wants something from behind. You feel me? She got to bear the weight. She got to, baby, hold my stomach for me. Hold my stomach. Now you got to reach down and come on, man. Look, y'all. It's telling me to wake up and start my AM stream. And I'm already up on my AM stream. Huh? Am I good or what? Am I good or what? Yeah.
Mosques became cathedrals, libraries were burned, Arabic names were Latinized, and Africa's role in Europe's enlightenment was rewritten into silence. Still, their influence couldn't.
Rewritten into silence? You mean to tell me that them Moors did all of that for them to hide the truth? Where have we heard this and learned this and saw this before, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just saying, pimpin', where have we seen this before? Why does this sound so familiar to me? I'm wondering why my damn self, pimpin'. I think I have seen this playbook before. I'm convinced that I've seen this playbook before. They just won't tell the truth about it. That is all I'm saying, pimpin'. That is all I'm saying.
Be fully killed. Every stone bridge, every aqueduct, every orchard in southern Spain still carries traces of Moorish design. The orange groves of Seville, the palaces of Granada, the very language of Spain itself, all of it hums with African memory. And though the church may have rebranded their light as divine revelation, those who study the truth can still trace the beam back to its source. The Moors didn't just change Europe. They redefined what civilization meant. They showed that
there it is, but you're not going to learn that in history. You're not going to learn that. You're not. You're not. Said the Cat Williams on point. Thank you. You're not going to learn that. You're not. See, I'm not such a bad guy. I just tell the truth about things, and people have a problem with the truth. And when you're telling the truth and they end up on the wrong side of history, then you're racist. But these same people will tell you to stop playing victim because you've been a victim of their racism. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Huh? Make it make sense. That's like saying, "Boy, I'm gonna walk up to you and slap the hell out you, okay? But don't holler and don't tell nobody, okay? Take it like a man. Don't play victim. Now I'm gonna victimize you, but you ain't got the right to play victim. But I got the right to victimize you. Come on, man. Shut up. Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I'm gonna get me some downtime. I'm gonna get me some sleep in. Okay. I got bags under my eyes. Bags, y'all. Bag lady. Look, bags, y'all. Bags. Yeah, I got bags under my eyes. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if they had groceries in them. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't be so bad if these bags had groceries in them. And black people, I need y'all to start supporting other black content creators, man. We don't have an entertaining live. I don't even get $1 gift. If everybody just would have sent $1, you know what I'm saying? It would have been straight. It would have been straight. I may have bags under my eyes, but they Louis Vuitton. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, he said they Louis Vuitton bags. I ain't mad at you, man. I got them Nike backpacks under my eyes. I ain't mad at you. Snoop Dogg, is that you? Little Dick, is that you? Is that you? Is that you, Little Dicky? Is that you? Is that you, Pato? Is that you? Jeffrey Epstein, is that you? Charlie Kirk, is that you? Is that you? Bacon Bits. Hey, I appreciate you and I look forward to seeing you back. Man, listen, y'all have been stand up as hell. I enjoy y'all, man. That's why I like streaming this type of morning. Because you get the real chill people. You know what I'm saying? You get the real chill. See, now when I gave it back to you, now you're telling me to chill and you laughing. You know what I'm saying? Listen, a lot of y'all trolls be all right, man. Y'all just be trying to be funny. Y'all don't be causing no harm, man. A lot of y'all trolls be all right. Y'all be funny as hell. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to get okay love for the trolls, but these races, I'ma always check the races, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But the trolls are all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't really say your name. You know what I'm saying? But who or something. Hey, you cool? We good. You know what I'm saying? We good. You know what I'm saying? We are children of God living in the devil's house. How else would you expect to get treated? You better drop that mentality. You know what I'm saying? That whole God boy, listen, that has got black people effed up right now. I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? That's got people effed up right now. Yeah, shout out to Bacon Bits and Teddy. You know what I'm saying? But you got to drop that indoctrination stuff, man. Man, you better let that religion go, boy. You better let it go, dog. Let it go. Religion can't save you. It's never saved you. That's a false hope. You know what I'm saying? You better let that religion stuff go. Real talk, man. We're gonna talk about that later on today, because y'all know I'm gonna be back. Boy, I'm going off on these Christians, I'm going off on this Jesus, this religion. They gonna stop this, man. It's time to wake up, man. We gonna return back to who we supposed to be, man. We watching everybody else unify, live their truth, learn their truth, and we around here still indoctrinated on European bullshit. We got to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? We got to cut that out. We got to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody from Dread to Bacon Bits, Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, man. Shout out to, I think all of y'all have been stand up. You know what I'm saying? I think all of y'all have been stand up and funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? And very open minded. So, hey, I salute the whole chat. I salute the whole chat. You know what I'm saying? Salute. I salute the whole entire chat, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm a speed on before I get peed on. You know what I'm saying? I got to hit the hay. The old man got to get some sleep. You know what I mean? So y'all know what to do, man. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with the real indigenous, internal, spiritual most high, y'all. Not that biblical BS, man. You know what I'm saying? Drop that colonial BS, man. That's what's holding us down. They took the physical chains off you so you can see that you can move around, but they put mental and spiritual chains on you. So now you're adding spiritual and mental limitations to yourself and how far you think outside the box because of a religion. Because of religion. Understand what I just said to you. Take off the chains, man. There's nothing worse than walking around in chains you can't see that's adding a mental and spiritual limitation to you excelling, y'all. Come on, man. We got to get past this, y'all. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. Everyone, make sure you hit the membership button, the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bell is set on all because YouTube be tripping with us truth tellers. You know what I'm saying? They don't send our notifications out. They don't send our notifications out. You know what I mean? And just like no lying ass pastors, we out here telling the truth. So we trying to make our money too. And put the real out there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And put the real out there. We got to be for us because ain't nobody else gonna be for us. FBA stand up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. Foundational Black Americans, Black people, power to the melanin. You know what I'm saying? I stream almost every day. I just never really have a set time, which is why I say just, make sure your notification bell is on all. You know what I'm saying? Teddy, religion and belief and opinion and superstition is all the same thing. Teddy said it's not my religion, it's my belief. It's the same thing. A religion is a belief. It's what you perceive to be true outside of what you can prove factually. Bro, you was making sense, then you go back to making no sense. See, I got to get some sleep, y'all. Teddy done beat my brain cells up. See, Teddy is abusing me right now. The key is to find out who all the players are in the game and figure out who you want to ride with. How you go from that to okay, Teddy, I got to rest my brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a brain cramp. Reading your comments, Teddy. Come on, Teddy. I'm gonna have dementia by this time tomorrow messing with you, Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Teddy. I'm gonna be thinking like Donald Trump around this time tomorrow trying to read your comments. Don't do it to me, Teddy. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Ashe.